Hi, I'm Tim Clark with Gasville, USA. Today we're going to take a look at what some people have called sophisticated performance. This is a beautifully restored 1962 Pontiac Grand Prix. Now 1962 is the very first year for the Grand Prix, and John DeLorean, who was at that time head of advanced engineering for Pontiac, contributed to the development of the Grand Prix and later the GTO. This particular Grand Prix has been beautifully restored and has the 389 four-barrel engine, automatic transmission, power steering, power brakes, power windows, power seat, air conditioning, and aftermarket cruise control. Another nice feature is it still has the original 8-lug aluminum wheels, including the 8-lug aluminum spare tire and jack in place. We're going to start by doing a walk-around video. Then we're going to look at the engine compartment, then the interior, then the trunk, then the under chassis. Then we're going to start the engine and hear it run and cycle the air conditioning. Then we're going to finish up by taking a test drive. So let's get started. Before we get started on the test drive of this Grand Prix, I thought I'd go over just a little bit of history on the car. I purchased this car approximately 2 weeks ago from Robert. Now, Robert owned the car for approximately 12 years. And during his ownership, he had the 389 engine completely rebuilt. He had the automatic transmission completely rebuilt, which I'm going to go into a little bit of detail on that. He had the air conditioning rebuilt. He also made a couple of nice upgrades. He removed the original AM radio, which goes with the car, and he purchased another original style AM radio and had it sent off, and the inside was all converted to modern day digital, and it's AM and FM. He also installed the aftermarket cruise control. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. You might also notice the uniqueness of the shift pattern for the transmission. Oh, I was going to tell you about the transmission. In 1962 and I think a few additional years, Pontiac offered what the nickname was a Slim Jim automatic transmission. Technically, from what I've read, it's a 3-speed automatic, but it feels and acts like a 4-speed due to the torque converter. So as we go, it might feel like a 4-speed automatic, but technically it's a 3-speed automatic. And you'll notice the unique shift pattern reverses all the way to the bottom. So now with that, let's go ahead and get started. Well, I just finished up an approximate 100-mile test drive, and I'll tell you, the car ran beautifully. I'm going to try to go over all the features and comment on all of them. The power windows work great. Power seat works great. The air conditioning works great with a caveat, and that is Bob, or Robert, when he rebuilt the air conditioning system, he could not find a replacement control unit for the on and off switch. So he installed a toggle switch just to the right of it to turn it on and off. It's actually got a very cool feature. It's got a remote window. I mean, not a remote window, a remote mirror right here. That's pretty cool. The cruise control worked beautifully. I used it twice. Very accurate. Steering was very, very nice and tight. There's no play or anything like that. It just, and actually, I was steering sometimes with 2 fingers to go do a turnaround. The cancel cam for the signal lights worked correctly as well. The generator gauge works correctly. Speedometer works correctly. The fuel gauge works correctly. I enjoyed the radio. I was listening to a nice FM station. Tachometer works great. Heater works great. The car suspension was very, very, very nice and smooth. It just kind of felt like you're floating on a cloud. At one point, I found myself cruising about 75 miles an hour in a 60 mile an hour speed limit zone, so I made myself slow down. The brakes were very nice and tight. It brakes nice and straight. It doesn't pull one way or the other. That's about all that I can think of. I just don't know of any issues. It's just a really beautiful car. Hope you enjoyed your time watching my videos, and please check back for more at GasvilleUSA.com.